was involved with a medication for opioid use disorder program. I was also switched from Suboxone to a medication called Sublocade. Sublocade is a once-a-month injection for opiate addiction versus the daily taking of Suboxone. This helped me immensely at the time because I did not have to go through the habit-forming routine of daily dosing, which allowed me to focus more on my behaviors and improving my life in general. I continued to receive the Sublocade treatment monthly. I also began attending medical appointments around the area due to my health not being in great shape from the years of active addiction and not taking care of myself. I stayed at Grace House for a full 6 months, and during this time decided to follow up by moving to their supportive living program on June 1st, 2020. Just before this move, there was a bump in the road due to a combination of health problems and medication side effects. These required me to stop taking the Sublocade in order to make the move. I was terrified because a good portion of the progress I had made was during the 6 months I had been receiving the Sublocade injections. I did not want to go back on the Suboxone films, which I had abused previously. I was scared and anxious that if I just stopped getting the injection, I would go into physical withdrawal and relapse, which is what had happened numerous times on Suboxone films when I stopped taking them. With the encouragement and support of the Grace House staff and the contacts I had made in the recovery community of Auburn, which is stronger than any I have ever encountered before, I agreed to stop taking the Sublocade and go back to the Suboxone strips, even though I had struggled with them for so long. This was a depressing thought for me because at the time I was still steadfast in my belief that I would be on some form of medication for my opiate use disorder for the rest of my life. On May 10th, 2020, I received my last Sublocade injection. I went through the process of having a prescription of Suboxone strips called in, and they were held at the Grace House. Meanwhile, I moved to supportive living while awaiting what I thought to be the inevitable onset of physical withdrawal from the Sublocade shot and my return to the Suboxone strips. I was told by a doctor that they believed the Sublocade would wear off slower than the Suboxone films. They said it could be anywhere from a couple of months up to a year, but they also said I was the first person to remain in their care throughout the process and that they had never actually witnessed how long it would or could take. A month passed, and then 2 months, then 3. At this point, I had been thinking for weeks now that I was going to wake up to physical withdrawal, but I still felt fine. I decided that if I were going to continue this road to recovery, that I needed to start working on other aspects of my life and myself and stop dwelling on the start of withdrawal because it was an obsession in itself. I also started to have hope that maybe it would not be as bad as I thought and that I might be able to tough it out when the withdrawal came. I had many good supporters in my corner at this time, and they all encouraged that I try it with supervision and fall back on the strips if necessary. In November of 2020, the month before the end of my first semester in college, it happened. The Sublocade injection had finally worn off, but not how I expected. My urine screen for supportive living came back negative for the Sublocade, but I still felt great. No withdrawal at all. I was free of the weight of worrying about withdrawal from opiates or medication for my opioid use disorder. This was a pivotal moment in my recovery and a milestone in my life. I was no longer a slave to the repercussions and consequences of 15 plus years of opiate addiction. I will never have to fear withdrawal again as long as I do not pick up. This revelation turned my hope to faith that it is possible to live a productive and happy life free of drugs and alcohol. This is if I was willing to continue to put in the work on a daily basis. I started making changes steadily but slowly. I could easily overwhelm myself and lose it all if I am not careful.